BURNABOY is one of the best artists in Nigeria, in Africa, and in international. He has won many awards. Who is really BURNABOY? Listen his story to the end, you know more about him, his age, girlfriends, his wealth, education, music career, and many others. Don't forget to make a subscribe, like, share, and comment. His real name is Damini Ebunoluwa Ogulu, popularly known as BURNABOY. His other name are African Giant and Odugu. He was born on July 2nd, 1991 in Port Harcourt, River State, Nigeria. BURNABOY is a Nigerian singer, songwriter, performer, and record producer. He began to sing professionally in 2010. He sings in Afrobeats, reggae, dancehall, and his website is on spaceship.com. His mother is Boss Ogulu, who worked as a language translator, and his father is Samuel Ogulu, managed a welding company. His maternal grandfather was Benson Idonije, also managed Nigerian superstar Fela Kuti. Later, his mother became his manager. Ogulu grew up in southern Nigeria and began making beats using FR Studio. She attended the Corona Secondary School in Agbala, Ogun State, before relocating at the university, relocating to London, England to further his studies. BURNABOY studied the media technology at the University of Sussex from 2008 to 2009, and also studied media communication and culture at the Oxford Brookes University from 2009 to 2010. BURNABOY returned to Port Harcourt and took up a year-long internship at the Rich 93.7 FM. BURNABOY launched his music career after returning to Lagos. BURNABOY's debut studio album, named RIFE, Leaving an Impact for Eternity, was released on 12 August 2013, serving as a follow-up to his second mixtape named Burn Identity, released in 2011. The album was sold for 40,000 copies on the day of its release. Aristocrat Records later sold its making right to Uber Pacific for 10 million naira. Album's release was preceded by 5 singles like Party, Tonight, Always Love You, Run My Race, and Yawa Day. RIFE was produced entirely by Lyric, featured guest appearance from superstars like Two-Face Idibia, MIA Abaga, Timaya Olamide, Reminisce, and Wizkid, among others. Nigerian Entertainment Today ranked the album of BURNABOY as 10th on its list of the 12 best album of 2013. The album's music was inspired by Fela Kuti, King Sunny Ade, and Bob Marley. It received generally positive review from music critics who applauded its production, and it was nominated for the Best Album of the Year at the 2014 Nigerian Entertainment Awards in August 2013. RIFE peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Reggae Album chart. In 2014, BURNABOY split from Aristocrat Records. 8 months later, he founded the record label named Spaceship Entertainment in February 2015. BURNABOY's second studio album, named On a Spaceship, was released on 25 November 2015. His 7-track debut extended play was released in September 2016. Its release singles Pre-Me debuted on The Noisy. On 19 January 2018, BURNABOY was featured on American rock band and Far Out Boys song Sunshine Uptide, a track from their 7th studio album named Mania. He released his third studio album named Outside exactly a week later on 26 January 2018, described by the singer as a mixtape. Outside consists mostly of Afrobeat, dancehall, reggae, and road rap. It features guests from English musician Jihas, Lil Aaron, and Mabel. Outside was supported by singles like Rock Your Body, Street on Africa, Connie Beige, Sickle Down, Heaven's Gate, and You. Its production was handled by Relic, Baba Street, J5, Shop Size, Steel Bangles, Fred Gibson, Phantom, and FTSE. The album was received positive critical acclaim and was ranked by Pulse Nigerian and the Nigerian Entertainment Today as best Nigerian album of 2019. It won Album of the Year at the 2019 Nigerian Entertainment Award in February 2019. Outside debuted at number 3 on the Billboard Reggae Album Chart. A single from the album named Ye ended atop most Nigerian publication year and reached at the biggest song of the 2018. On 7 October 2019, Burna Boy performed before a sold-out crowd at London Oxygen Academy Brixton. A day prior to the show, held a pop event at Red by Rito Farm and sold limited boxes on his Space Puffs cereal, as well as custom notepad writers and the graphic t-shirt. On October 9, 2018, he was announced as one of the Spotify's new Afro-Hub takeover artists. The announcement coincided with him being named YouTube's artist on the rise for 3 months. On 3rd January 2019, Burna Boy was announced alongside Mr. Easy as one of the artists performing at the 2019 Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival. He won 4 awards at the Sound City MVP Award Festival, including African Artist of the Year, Listener's Choice, and the Best May MVP. On 24 June 2019, Burna Boy won Best International Act at the 2019 BET Awards. In January 2019, he was announced as an Apple Music App Next Artist. On 26 June 2019, Burna Boy released his 4th album named African Giant. It was supported by 6 singles like Bona on the Low, Kill Them, Dangote, and Bali, and Pull Up. To promote the album Africa Giant, Burna Boy headlined the African Giant Tour, the second leg of his African Giant Tour. On 22 November 2019, Burna Boy was featured alongside English singer and songwriter Ed Sheeran on the British rapper Storm's single "Own It" at the fourth single from his second album, Heavy Is Head. In November 2019, Burna Boy became the first Afrobeat artist to sell out the SSE Arena and was given a special plaque to mark his achievement. On 19 June 2020, Burna Boy was featured on a remix of South African producer Master Kwije's viral song popularly known as Jerusalema. Burna Boy used his signature Afrobeat style on the song and also partially sing in Zulu language. His fifth studio album, named Twice as Tall, released on 14 August 2020. It was executive produced by American superstar producer P. Diddy and his mother, Boss Ogulu. The album became his highest charting project, debuting at the number 1 on the Billboard World Album Chart on the 20 4 November 2020, Twice as Tall was nominated for the Best Global Album at the 63rd Annual Grammy Award. It was announced it was the second consecutive year that Burna Boy received a nomination in this category. He won an Edison Award in the World Album category for African Giant, and he won Best International Act at the Mobile Award. At the 63rd Annual Grammy Award held on 15 March 2021, Burna Boy won a Grammy Award for the Best Global Music Album. Burna Boy's song Destiny was included in the playlist of the inauguration of American President Joe Biden in January 2021. Burna Boy won Best International Act at the 2021 BET Award. He became the first African artist to win the award 3 consecutive times. On 19 March 2021, Burna Boy was featured on Canadian singer Justin Bieber's song Loved You. On 4th June 2022, Burna Boy performed at the Biography Sports Stadium in Harare, Zimbabwe, where he allegedly refused money to wear a ZANU-PF scarf as an endorsement of the Mnangagwa administration. In 2022, Burna Boy was nominated for Best Solo Act in the World by NME. Burna Boy released his sixth studio album named Love Da Mini on 8 July 2022. In its release was produced by singles like Kilometers and Rust. Burna Boy held his first concert in Jamaica on 18 December 2022 at the Jamaica National Stadium. In 2023, Burna Boy released his 7th album studio named And I Told Them. On 10 June 2023, Burna Boy became the first artist from Africa to perform at the UEFA Champions League final kickoff show by Pepsi. The singer took the stage at the Atatürk Olympic Stadium in the Istanbul, Turkey, in front of more than 71,412 supporters or fans, and an audience over 700 million people at all the world. In July 2023, Burna Boy became the first African artist to headline and sell out a stadium show in the United States, headlining at the Citi Field in New York. Burna Boy was named by Billboard as the top Afrobeat Artist of the Year in 2023. At 2023 Billboard Music Award, Burna Boy was awarded the inaugural Best Afrobeat Award and he became the first African artist to win a Billboard Music Award alongside the Rema, who won Best Afrobeat Song that night. In November 2023, Burna Boy was nominated for 4 Grammy Awards. That made him the most Nigerian artist in Grammy history, with 10 total career nominations, and the first Nigerian to have nomination, and the first Nigerian to have nomination in 5 consecutive years from 2019 till 2023. Burna Boy was named as the 2023 most streamed sub-Saharan African artist globally on Spotify, making it second year in row. While congratulating Africa artists for their Grammy nomination, the Recording Academy described the Burna Boy as the biggest artist in Africa. The nation named him Entertainer of the Year for having an unrivaled and outstanding year. The song of Burna Boy, Sitting on the Top of the World, received a nomination for the Best Melodic Rap Performances at the 66th Annual Grammy Award. In November 2024, his popular song Higher was nominated for Best Music Performance at the 67th Annual Grammy Award, which held in February 2025 at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles in America. Burna Boy is known for his vocal texture as well as his baritone's voice, singing in blend of English, Yoruba, and Nigerian pidgin. Most superstar singers, songwriters, DJs, producers described Burna Boy as the best African music artist. Rolling Stone described Burna Boy as the Nigerian cultural giant. Burna Boy's guiding philosophy is Pan-Africanism. He believed Africa as the mother continent and the birthplace of humankind. He was being a vocal advocate for social justice across the world. Burna Boy is one of the expansive artists in Africa, and it's hard to invite him in concert, and Burna Boy is one of the richest artists in Africa. What do you love to Burna Boy? Which song of Burna Boy do you love? Tell us in the comments. Make a subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you for listening, guys. God bless you.